What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. You're a returning subscriber. As always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, listen, over the weekend, let me say this real quick. Happy Monday to everybody. I didn't say that in my last video, but I'm saying it now, so I'm sorry. But anyway, over the weekend, as of last Friday, over the weekend, we've been all talking about the situation in the Tyre Nichols case. The 5 police officers went to court with their attorneys as of last Friday. They have not come up with a court date, a trial date yet. And supposedly in the previous court date that just passed, 3 of the 5 officers wanted to separate themselves and have separate trials. Now, that has not been had itself worked out yet, but in that video, 3 of the 5 officers that wanted to have their own separate trials gave reasons why. As far as, and you got a little bit of insight about what they were talking about as far as, you know, what each person feel as though they did in reference of apprehending Tyre Nichols. Now, we all have the tape, and the tape don't lie. It's out there. They can sing till they're blue in the face. But some of the things that these guys have said, and I'll leave that video in one of the description box pop-ups at the end so you can check that out. But what I'm going to get into today is this. They said a lot of bad things about Tyre Nichols that were not true. They were not true. I mean, the autopsy report came out. The man had a minuscule amount of, I think it was THC in his system, like something like it was a faint. It wouldn't impair his judgment or anything like that, where he couldn't listen to commands when he was pulled over. So let's wipe that out. But some of the things they said, if you guys hadn't seen it, they said Tyre Nichols had superhuman strength. They were scared to let him go. They were scared to take their hands off of him when they were trying to arrest him. They didn't know what he was on. They've never seen anything like this. Such rage. Said he was high off of hallucinogenic drugs. So on and so forth. A bunch of crazy stuff. This video right here, I want to talk a little bit about the police commissioner, C.J. Davis. Now, a lot of y'all know I talk about C.J. Davis a lot, but this is from a little bit of a different angle. And I want you guys to hear me on this, because I think this is a very good thing to conversate about. Now, we all know she's the chief of police out there in Memphis. She started the Red Dog unit in North Carolina, and she had other specialized units in Atlanta. Now, she's come under scrutiny, got fired from some places, other places she just left out of there or whatever. Now she's the chief of police in Memphis. From what I've heard a little bit about C.J. Davis, that has a lot of people, you know, that are close to her have expressed. She is one of these people where she's very nice, or appears to be very nice, very passive almost. And a lot of the work that's done under her behind her face as chief of police are done by people under her, like superiors that are under her. Now, we all know that the situation with, you know, the city of Memphis is trying to get out of this lawsuit, you know, the civil suit pressed on them by Tyre Nichols' family, that $550 million lawsuit. They're trying to get out of this. They're trying to make motions of saying, hey, dismiss this whole lawsuit. To no avail, is still running. Another thing they're trying to do is they put motions in to see if they can keep C.J. Davis from being forced to testify, you know, in these cases because of her messed up track record in the past. They're still trying to get motions for that. There's a lot of stuff around here that's eyebrow raising, but you gotta remember something. C.J. Davis is in a high position. There used to be a show called The Man in the High Tower. She's the woman in the high tower. She's protected by a lot of bigwigs and a lot of affluential people that she rubs elbows with. Money is involved. So they don't want to have anybody put in a position where they're going to take a loss. And we all know that. But the thing I want to talk about real quick, and I'm going to make this real brief. Preston Hempfield turned state's evidence to testify against these officers because he was on the scene, right? And worked out a deal to where he will be eliminated from the civil suit, right? If he does so cooperate for the prosecution. Do you guys think, and this sounds far-fetched, but just hear me where I'm going with this. Do you think that at any given time during this trial, if these guys really do go to trial, will it be some commonality in any of their statements to where CJ Davis backed a lot of the BS they were doing in the fact, except for the fact that in this case, somebody died? That's something to think about. Think about it. That's something to really think about. Because if you look at the whole situation, as soon as these officers got charged, they was fired. She cut bait from them. Disassociated herself with them. These are rogue police officers. They're painting them as rogue police officers, a bunch of bandits and badges running around here just beating up innocent people. We all know the truth. You can't tell me that none of these negative reports and all these reprimands these people got have not came across her desk. She doesn't, you can't tell me she don't know these officers with their track records. You know what I'm saying? She's never heard of their names or anything. Because, you know, police forces have thousands of employees. She knows these people. They're in a specialized unit that she created. And you know, when you have these specialized units and you're the mastermind behind it, people are going to bring these recruits or officers to you and give you a little background check of why they think they're good candidates to be in the Scorpion unit and why they think, you know, this would work. So you can't tell me she don't know them. Even though, like, it seemed like, you know, the way the media painted it, or in the media, like she didn't know. It takes a specific type of officer, specific type of mentality to be a specialized unit officer. It's a specialized unit. So these officers are somewhat specialized in what they need them to do in these rough and tough neighborhoods to make a difference. You guys agree or disagree? That's one of the things. I'm thinking she's still on that lawsuit. Dwayne Smith's still on that lawsuit. Now, we're not talking about Dwayne Smith in this video, but the reason why I brought up Dwayne Smith is when they said, like, a lot of people say she's passive. A lot of people say she's not really out there with the people. She allowed him to retire and he was on scene. This investigation ain't done. Why did you allow this man to retire? And that's one of the things, like, I don't know if she's passive or just like, hey, you know, you're not really in it. You can go ahead and gracefully bow. Because remember, he was on the scene, so he was facing the heat. Media was like, yo, who's this guy? Let me gracefully bow. And she signed off on that to let him go. So that right there is eyebrow raising to me. But do you think she would do a Preston Hempfield and have to take the stand? I mean, if the heat got up under her and it got hot enough, do you think she would try to avoid this lawsuit and work out some type of deal where she would go and do a Preston Hempfield and talk against these officers? But I don't think Tyre Nichols' family want to deal with her. That's just my opinion. I don't think they want to deal with her. But I mean, what type of scenario do you guys think where it would be a possibility for her to even try to jump ship and then say, okay, these officers right here, such and such, and then see if she can get off of that lawsuit and do a Preston Hempfield and testify for the prosecution? Now, it sounds crazy, but hear me out. This is what I'm thinking. These 5 officers, remember I said it's a familiarity with them. If they put, and you know, if you looked at that video that I put up in the pop-ups when they were talking about Tyre Nichols, it seemed like all of the lawyers was buddy-buddy. So if the boat take on too much water and they can't throw it all out, they might collectively come up with some type of thing. Okay, well, look, if you know this and you know that, collectively just say it all at the same time in unison, and it might force her to take the stand. And if what they say is true, now she got real problems and a scramble might ensue. Now, I mean, I don't know if this is going to happen or not. It's just me talking. But I mean, it's very possible that she can face some type of heat. Because first I was thinking about this video, and I was like, she might not even be scared about this because she got a lot of heavy hitters backing her. People that don't want her to talk because she probably has dirt on them and they probably have dirt on her. And they just want to keep her out of it because they want to keep her in power. You got to remember, those in power will do anything they can and will possibly to stay in power. She's one of them people, and she's backed by people that want to keep her there. That's something you always need to remember. She never went to Tyre Nichols' funeral, never made a public apology, never spoke to the people. That's strange. That's strange. That's something that's really strange. This is a bad thing that happened. And you never got on the media, said anything in the media, and here the mayor is doing more talking than you about the situation. This comes off as strange to me. You black, Tyre black. It's a history of violence against black people and police. You the chief of police. You ran your behind over there and spoke in front of Congress and said all the right things. There's injustice. We know from statistics that black men are being abused and like poor people are being, prosecuted by police, and police brutality is real. Yet you didn't say anything when the biggest stage was the city you was in, and you kept your mouth closed. I think what this whole situation left a bad taste in everybody in Memphis's mouth, and this is going to be interesting. I've never seen a trial like this. I'm telling you, when this thing starts and the ball gets to rolling, it's going to be coming at high velocity, and I think it's going to be a lot of twists and turns in the path of this boat, and a lot of people going to get knocked down and drug out. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Give me a comment, man. Tell me what you think. I don't even think they would let her, jump to that side. Like, CJ, we don't need you over here because we don't trust you anyway. Family's like, look, but that civil suit is different than, this suit. Ain't no jail time with that. They coming after your assets and stuff. So CJ might be like, I got people backing me. I don't care. You can do whatever you want. I'll get a good lawyer. Or she might just be like, yo, I can't sleep thinking about this. We'll see. I'll see you guys in the next video. Hit the thumbs up on your way out. Take care.